Welcome to Beef O'Brady's in the Indiana Football Digest Regional Radio Sports Network Kickoff Show. We are here with Coach Cory Yeoman of the Penn Kingsmen. And, Coach, summer camp, summer practices, we've started to get them out of the way. You're starting to get towards that first game. What are some of the things that have surprised you in the early goings with this year's Penn Kingsmen squad?
Well, you know what? It's like a lot of the years for the last 34, 35 years watching them come. And you don't think it's ever going to get here. Drags along sometimes in the winter and the spring, then finally the summer gets here and you start rolling again. And I always love to see how kids have improved in the off season and how they've matured in the off season and how well they grasp the concepts better as they get older and more mature and how bigger and stronger and fast they are, and knowing that this is their time and this is their year, and it's always an exciting time because of the newness of it all.
You have a really interesting schedule in which you go out of state right smack dab in the middle of your schedule. You got Orchard Lake St. Mary's on the road on the red turf, which is kind of a neat little thing that you guys get to experience. And you also have Brother Rice. Week 3, you have them at TCU Freed Field. Just discuss a little bit about what those kind of games, including the 2 games in the previous 2 weeks, that'll get you ready not just for the NIC schedule, which is tough in itself, but the preseason or the postseason as well.
Well, I think when you schedule that way, number one, we start off with Scouts from Valparaiso, a great program, won state championships, been to the Dome, great program, great men running the program. Just a school very, very similar to Penn High School and what academics mean and the community backing and so on. So, great 6A program. Then you play Maryville. Team Brad's done a great job. He's got a very talented group of guys. That's another great challenge. That's an opponent you can possibly see in a regional game. Naturally, who we schedule in our scrimmage. They've won the sectional championship the last 2 years, and we've played them in the regional the last couple of years. So if you look at our scrimmage and our 2 openers, heavy Duneland flavor because that's the way we go in the tournament. And then we take on arguably 2 of the best programs ever in the state of Michigan, probably combined those 2, probably the most state championships of anybody in that state or close to it, with Birmingham, Brother Rice, and Orchard Lake St. Mary's. We've got a lot of tradition in our program, but so do they. They're loaded with, former Big Ten players and NFL players that have played there and walked those hallways and played on those turfs. So it's a great atmosphere. It's football the way it's supposed to be played at a high level. It's exciting, and you're taking a long bus trip, very similar to what takes place in the tournament. And you have to focus through that and go through those rigors, and that happens way before the NIC even starts. And then they have a great 5-game NIC contest, which is always exciting, and then you start the tournament, and that I think those 4 games at the front end really do us well in setting us up for the future of the season.
All right, I'll get you out of here on this. What are some of the things, the objectives? What are some of the situations that have to happen for the Penn Kingsmen to have a very successful season this year?
In my mind. If you talk to my assistant coaches, depending on what position they coach, they may tell you something else, but mine is the same as it's been forever. I think truly the leadership of our senior captains, all of our guys are captains, and we'll be as good as they are because there's going to be adversity that's happening, and you're only as good as your leadership. And we had a great group of guys last year, had some adversity right away, and they responded the right way and kept us on the right track and kept taking steps forward, and eventually ended up in the state championship game late in November. And that's it. They did a great job, and you never know what kind of leadership you're going to have until you have some adversity, unfortunately. And naturally, these guys are juniors and sophomores, and they have a lot of those traits, but until you see that happen, you're not sure. So part of it is about, hey, do they show up on time? Do they work hard? Are they there? Are they committed? Do they help other kids along? Do they nurture the younger players and do extra things to make them feel a part of it? They've done a great job with that. I just haven't seen them handle too much adversity yet, and I don't want them trust me, I don't want to have a lot of adversity, but you know what? It's going to happen, just like it does in everybody's life.
All right, Cory, best of luck this season.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was Cory Yeoman, the head coach of the Penn